Today, I'm going to share with you my Facebook ads best practices, tips, strategies, and secrets that are designed to really help you get the most incredible results you can possibly have in 2026 and beyond. And the reason why I really wanted to do this episode is because most business owners operate on the lie. They are frustrated with their business and they feel like they are spending so much time and resources in their company, but they're not seeing an amazing level of result. Even though they're having good results, they know they could have great results. And if you're listening to this podcast, I know you are one of those that are eager to be a trailblazer, you are a thought leader, you want to have a massive impact, a massive income by doing great work, and you really care about serving your client at the highest level. Now, it feels like marketing is your biggest bottleneck. That's why you're listening to this podcast. You are looking for the best strategies to really help you get to the next level. And something which I'm going to reveal to you today, hopefully it's going to help you understand that you might be doing better than what you think, and that your emotions or lack of visibility in terms of what the whole picture looks like might be the reason why you feel like you are not really succeeding with your art. So without any further ado, let's dive straight into it. If it's the first time you come across my content, my name is Joly Tematio. I own Drogon Consulting. It's an art agency where we work with personality brands, people in the info product space, online experts, really helping them scale their income and impact using Facebook ads and YouTube ads and AI systems as well. So the purpose of this place is really to give you the best strategy, what's working right now, what we see behind the scenes, helping our clients get to $500,000 a month, $1 million a month in their company, so that you can use this insight to really go ahead and scale your business to at the highest level. Of course, if you want me and my team to come in and be your full partner, really when it comes to helping you get the best result possible, keeping your team accountable, implementing these strategies for your business, feel free to reach out. That's why I'm here. And hopefully the content that I'm giving you for free is helpful enough so that you can and you get amazing results from the content that I'm giving you for free, that you have enough to come back and invest and work with me and the team. That's my whole secret plan behind this free content. Now that you know the truth, let's get into business, right? And the first thing that you want to have in mind when it comes to having the best results when it with Facebook ads in 2026 is you want to change your strategy, right? What used to work in 2023 or even in 2024 is no longer working. There's been so many updates in terms of how to structure your campaign, Meta Andromeda update that has completely changed how the platform even works and how to structure and think through your ad strategies to get the best results. So if your strategy hasn't been updated based on these updates, you are literally setting your money on fire. And because the landscape has just changed so much. And if you're in a season where you are like, okay, I'm stuck, and we've been doing the same things because we know in the past it used to work, and we are afraid of changing something that used to work in the past and doing something new, something different, we just would rather keep on doing the same thing and hopefully things get back to normal, to where they used to be. I just want going to burst your bubble right here, right now, and let you know that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna get to a place where things go back to the way they used to, because the economy, the marketplace has completely shifted. And now the one of the very first thing that you want to have in mind in order to really have better results with your ads in 2026 is realize that your economics are more important than the algorithm. What do I mean by that? A lot of business owners have a feeling that the revenue, the ability to make money is capped by how much conversion they can get from the algorithm, whether they're running out of Meta or on YouTube. And here I really want to tell you too that the best way that I see our client in 2026 make the most that they've ever made with the ads, they are hitting $100,000 a month. I mean, $100,000 a day. They are hitting $500,000 a month, $800,000 a month. It's because they've really escaped that algorithm trap. And the way they do this is actually by understanding how do they increase the average, the customer lifetime value, okay, or the average order value of a customer as they come through the funnel. Because if you have a funnel design right now where someone comes in and you sell them one product and that's it, there's no upsell in the back end, there's no ascension that you've prepared, there's no uh product that are in the same like price level that you can offer them down the line. You are capping your growth, you're capping your ROI. You need to understand fundamentally, how can I make more from the same customer? It's not about getting more clients. That's just one part of the equation. Another part of the equation that I want you to ask is, how can I make more out of those that I already have right now? How can I sell more to the same client? Because a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. When someone, it's easier to convert a buyer into another buyer than to try to get just more buyers. So first start thinking that through those lenses, and you're gonna realize that you are automatically more profitable on your ads, because instead of having a client that came through and would just buy something for you for, let's say, just 5,000 and that was it, now you can have someone that comes through, he buys something from 5,000 for 5,000, and then you sell them something for 25K down the line, or for 10K. Automatically now your lifetime value of that customer is 15K versus 5K if you didn't have the upsell at 10K, right? So, and if you look at the biggest brand out there, Netflix, um, HelloFresh, any SaaS product, they have this recurring embedded into their business, because it allows them to have a higher LTV, a higher lifetime value of the client. So think through that lens, it's very important. The second thing which I also want you to have in mind is your velocity, how the velocity in which you can actually scale your campaign. In the past, we were kind of stuck where you could only scale your campaign by 20% in a day. Now, depending on how much you are spending on ads and how long you've been running your ads, you can actually scale a whole lot faster. So in the past, you needed to scale slowly to make sure that your KPI, your metric hold. Now you can accelerate your scale. And this is very important when you are in a season where you are doing maybe a launch. In November, we had a client hit their first $800,000 month. And that was over the course of 10 days. So over the course of 10 days, we made $500,000 from a live launch. And plus the revenue for that one, which was $300,000 at the end of the month, at $800,000 in November. And the reason why we're able to help them add an extra $500,000 in 10 days is because we were ramping up the ad spend really fast. We were like 50% doubling the ad spend. Why? Because we're spending at such a high level, and we had stabilized their profit in the account, we had stabilized the performance, we're able to spend a whole lot more. So something that you want to keep in mind is that if you are actually in a season where you're having a live event that you are launching, you have a webinar, a masterclass, a challenge, whatever the case might be, you can hump up a whole lot quicker. We had recently a consulting client that came through, and they were stuck at below 1x ROI in the ad spend. So they were oscillating between 0.7, 0.9, but they had a really hard time to go beyond 1x ROI, which means that they were at best breaking even, but they were for the most part, they were losing money on the ads. And the way in which we fix them and allow them to go from 0.7x ROI to a 7x, 8x ROI in a matter of about a month of working together is because we really dialed up the congruency between their offer and their creative, which is going to be my second point here. So we talk about economic over algorithm. Now the second point is and we also talk about scaling velocity, right? Actually, this is the third point, right? The third point is actually going to be about your alignment, your congruency. That's key. That's going to be paramount. Why? Because today, with the meta and meta updates, your creative is your new targeting, which means that the way in which you articulate and write your ad copy, your scripts, your video script, right? The layover text on your image ads, your funnel copy, all of those things are going to play a massive role in how likely you are able to convert a stranger into a client. And so for this client specifically, there was a massive misalignment between what the ad was saying and what the people were seeing when they would land on her funnel. And it was subtle, but there was a dissonance there. And so once we were able to create that alignment, just we're able to attract a better quality traffic. And when they land on the page, instead of bouncing, they're like, okay, we are in the right place, and we're able to take the next step and move forward. And so sometimes we look at the ad and we think, oh, this the ad is not working. We're not converting, it's not whatever the case may be. But we look at your messaging. Is your messaging really crystal clear? Are you speaking to everybody because you feel like you want to help everyone? You can't do that. It's gonna cost you too much. It's literally going to make you lose money, right? And another client we're also having a consulting deal with, she came in and she was really stressed out. She needed to sell ticket for a program, sell ticket for a live event that she was having. She's like, okay, I have the place, I have the venue that's booked, I have everything that's done, but we haven't sold enough ticket for the event. And the ads have not worked in the way we expected them to. What do we do? And so we came in, we look at what she had built, her system, and we're able to simplify her messaging and her process and really help her convert more leads, help her have her message in front of her lead at a higher frequency. Because sometimes your prospects don't buy from you because they've forgotten about you. They saw your ads, yes, they were distracted by something, they even opted in, but they just life happened, and they say, okay, I'm gonna come back to this for afterwards. And she didn't have the system to really follow up and sit top of mind with her prospect without her having to put in more time. And so she just put it on. She was like, okay, this is not working. I'm not sure what to do. And so coming in and building those systems and really dialing in her process, her funnel, will allow her to see better results. So we don't just work on ads because, like I always say, ads are just the tip of the iceberg. Ads are just an amplifier. They're going to expose all of your business flaws, even all of your personal flaws, to be honest with you. If you start scaling ads without being mentally prepared, you're going to be exposed. We've seen clients that see massive results in their business, and the next thing you know, they just kind of ghost us because their nervous system is not really ready to handle the influx of clients. They're like, okay, guys, we need to turn things down because I need to hire more coaches. I need to make sure that my infrastructure is ready because this is more than what I can handle. So are they going to expose you in different ways? They're going to expose your leadership. It's going to expose your sales skills, your sales team ability. It's going to expose how compelling your offer is. It's going to expose how well your funnel converts. It's going to expose how well you understand your target market. Either just an amplifier. So that's, instead of focusing on the technical tricks and the hacks, you all want to think about your strategy on really at the higher level. And that congruency between creative and offer is so important. And I think moving forward is going to be even more and more important. Because that's what Meta and Meta Update is all about. It's all about incentivizing advertiser or prompting advertiser to actually focus more on ad creative than on targeting. Okay, so instead of obsessing over technical stuff, look at the bigger picture. Instead of obsessing over, okay, how much am I paying to get a client? Ask yourself, how can I make the most out of every single client that comes through the door? How can I make sure that they have an incredible experience? And how can I create an offer suite that makes it unreasonable for me to lose money? That's how you win. That's how you win at the game. Because if you imagine someone that's spending, you have a competitor, you have two businesses, I and B. I spending $1,000 to get a client and they sell them something for 50K, and B spending the same $1,000, we sell something for 2K. Of course, business A is going to crush business B, because this guy is not gonna have the bandwidth. By the time this business owner B pays the team and the expenses or what have you, there's nothing left. And just like inflation, the ad costs are going to keep on rising. So that's why it forces you to become a better business owner. It forces you to think about your business through a different lens and think of yourself, how can I create an offer that actually adds more value? How can I create a compelling offer on the back end that really serves my client at an even higher level? Okay. So now the second thing that you want to have in mind here is really thinking about your data. And that's actually the fourth thing, right? That's the fourth thing. The fourth thing that you want, because we talk about economics, we talk about velocity of scaling, we talk about um we just talk about congruency between your creative and your offer. Now, the fourth thing is really about your data and having clarity in your data, which is so important, especially if you are spending more than $3,000 on ads. I would highly invite you to have a third-party tracking tool like ROAS, like Wicked Reports if you're selling digital products. If you're selling a physical product, Triple Well is what I would recommend. Why is it important? Because of privacy regulations, with iOS 14, there's not only a delay in conversion attribution on whether that's on Facebook or on Google, it's the same. There's a delay in attribution. And not only delay, sometimes these conversion are under attributed or over attributed. So if you are just looking at your ad manager, you won't have the full picture. You might think, oh my God, we are wasting money. This is not working, while it's the other way around. Or you might think, oh, we are crushing it, and it's the other way around. Recently, you onboarded a client, an accounting coach. I think that's helping people become a certified bookkeeper, right? And when she came on board, she was in a season where she had been spending money on ads and scaling aggressively with her ad and thinking, I'm scaling based on what's working, based on what I see is working, but I'm not sure why the conversion it's not adding up. Because for some time it worked and she really trusted what she was seeing on her dashboard. And so she kept on making decisions based on what she saw. But the campaign in which she was pouring money actually was not converting at the level at which she thought. So she was barely breaking even, while on her ad manager it was showing like a 4.5x ROI. So don't rely on what you see on the ad manager. Get a third party tracking tool. That alone is going to save you tens of thousands of dollars, because having accurate data is key. You can scale based on wrong data. It's like pouring water on leaking buckets. Just not gonna have any results. Okay, so that's whether you are Facebook ad, YouTube, and if you are spending more than 3K, 5K, get it set up, and yeah. The next thing that you want to have in mind is really change as the system change. Don't be reluctant to change. That's probably one of the biggest things which I see keep advertisers stuck. Don't be the person that says, oh, but we used to do it in this way. Oh, that's how we've always done it. Those things are really going to keep you broke, or they're going to make you broke. I know you're not broke, you're listening to this podcast, but they're going to make you broke if you are stuck in the way in which you've always done things and you're reluctant to do things in a different way. It's not going to work out. You need to be that advisor that says, you know what, this is crazy, but let's do it, because that's what the platforms want. A couple of years ago, it was all about, testing different interests and testing over the interest, all the things. They will even have software that were designed to help you find the right interest in Facebook, on Google. That's no longer the case. Now the interest is with poor targeting, you just crush it. So be willing to change and be flexible and leave your ego at the door. Be like, okay, I'm gonna be a student, because things are changing so fast. It's a lifelong learning process. And be willing to really surround yourself with people that have the experience, the expertise. Because something which I see happen is that you want to do everything by yourself, or you want to have your hand in everything. If you really want to scale your business, if you really want to scale your company, you are going to learn how to trust and how to delegate, and trust that someone can come in and help you put the vision forward, lead the vision forward, so that someone can come in and care as much as you do. That's possible. That you can have someone that comes in and that you're not just delegating a task, like, okay, launch the ads, okay, run the ads, or okay, do the creative, but you're delegating an outcome. You're sharing the vision and delegating an outcome. Okay, this is what we are looking to achieve. What's the best way to get there? That's what we work with clients. That's what we come in and say, okay, what's the goal? They're like, okay, we want to get to this level. Let's go. Let's get to work. That's all they have to say. They just give us the goal. Okay, this is how much we need. These are the budget. These are the assets that we need, and we go to work. Okay, they just give us the goal and we give them the framework. So that's going to be so important, because if you are stuck in your old ways, you might miss things that are designed to help you get better results. For instance, instead of using for targeting, you might think, oh, I need to observe the interest. Instead of using Advantage Plus, you might still think, oh, I need to do it the hard way, I need to do it the way I've used to be. Instead of using CDO, you might be stuck in, keep on using ABO and all those things. Or you might think, oh, because I've done it in the past myself, even if it's no longer working, I'm just gonna keep on doing it myself because that's how I've always done it. No, in this season, allow the space to actually, scale. Because if you don't learn how to delegate and ask for help when needed, you're gonna end up becoming a prisoner to your business. So those will be my top 7 things to keep in mind to really scale profitably in terms of tips, advice, strategy, mindset shift. Remember that ads ultimately are a vehicle. They're a vehicle designed to help you really expand your message, your reach, your conversions, really scale quickly. And it's not that ad don't work for your business, is have I put in place a system that makes it unreasonable for me not to grow with ads? Have I put in place an infrastructure that's proven on clear foundations that allow me to really scale in a way that's predictable and sustainable? Because if you think, okay, I don't work on my business or I'm capped at this level of revenue, I want to challenge you to look at in your space. Are there people in the same space as you that are making a whole lot more than you? If they are, then you haven't capped your space. If they are, then it's not that ad don't work for you, it's that you haven't figured out how to make ad work for you. Like this client that we worked with recently, when she came on board, she was like, actually, it's been almost 2.5 years that I haven't had it working for her. My account was shut down. And since my account got shut down, I think I'm shadow banned by Facebook, and it's just not working anymore. I'm not able to get any result with ads. And as we relaunched and we rebuilt her entire infrastructure, within 2 weeks, she had like 35K. 3 weeks, she was at 60K. So I really want you to realize that it's not that it doesn't work for your business. It's that you don't have the right infrastructure in place. Because I still believe that social media ads, meta ads, YouTube ads are the best making opportunities, the best money making opportunities in 2026. There's no other investment where you can put in money and you get 5x, 6x, 10x within 30 days, within 2 weeks. Like literally, there's nothing else. Not even Bitcoins. No. Not even Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like going, okay, it's slow. It takes years. It takes like 4 years for you to reach the top, So ads are really, it's like an investment. It's like I treat art as an asset class. It's literally an asset class where I put this money in, like get this money back. And if you're an entrepreneur, you know the power of speed and how much speed can help you really accelerate your ability. So not just scale your income, but also your impact. So if you're looking for someone to come in and help you with your ad policies, with your Facebook ad, YouTube ad, Instagram ad, that's what we do all day every day for our client. There's going to be a link, drogonconsulting.co/demo. Schedule your audit call, your growth audit call. I would love to learn more about what you do and see which capacity can help you get to the next level. Thank you so much for being here. I invite you to watch the next episode which is all about how to actually stop people from scrolling as they see your ads. I'll see you there.